Hey, my Martin here. Long time no see. The past few months I've been working on a new mod called Signals. I've posted a teaser on YouTube already about this, but now it's at a point where I think it's ready for release. At least an alpha build. Let's start out by saying that this mod is a Minecraft 1.9.4 mod, and it won't be backported to either 1.8.9 or even 1.7.10. So the purpose of this video is to show you what's in it right now and how you can use this mod. So this mod basically adds signals, and signals, if you're familiar, if you have played OpenTTD, you'll know what I'm talking about. So signals divide rails into sections, basically. So I've shown that with red wool and white wool and yellow wool, and these form three sections on the rail network. The wool isn't doing anything really apart from showing you how this is working. So what signals do is they make sure that only one card can be on a section at all times. So you can see that right here, when this card is traveling down the red section, this signal turns red and blocks the card from going onto this section. And when the card leaves the section, it turns green again. It's quite simple, but you can do quite advanced things with this, and I'll show you that later. So another thing I've added to the signals mod is a routing system. So these here are station markers, and I've given them a name, left and right. And currently, this might change when you shift click a card. You can change what destination it should go to. So this card is going to the left, and therefore it's trying to go to this station marker. And how can it go to there? Well, this signal here finds out that it can either go there or it can go from here to there. It decides it needs to go to the left because there's a rule that cards can't pass signals from the back, so you can't go right around here and back. So it needs to go to the left. Additionally, it wants to go to the left because it's the shorter path. And when it finds out it needs to go to the left, it will set the junctions to the left. You don't really have to configure anything in the signals, you just have to place down the signals and put down the station marker and configure the cards to go to the left or to the right. And you can see another text box right there. I'll show you later what you can use it for. But continuing on those junctions, there might be a problem where I'll just show you it right here. Where if you have a long path here and there's a long path until the next block, it could be that this card, which is going to station 1, which is right here, is waiting on this card to pass to the next section, even though it's not really on the route of the card that wants to be pathfinding, really. So this card is preventing this card now, and this card will prevent that card, even though that card just wants to go there, and this card is already there. So if you're familiar again with OpenTTD, you know a solution to this. It's called the path signal. And you can place it down, and it tracks down when the section that needs to be free is free, and then it allows cars to go. To debug this, and I think I'll let this stay in the mod, you can see why the signal turns red, because there could be quite a lot of options when it turns red, when it doesn't allow. For example, cards need to have a path. you can't put down a, well, let's just see, this one wants to go to 1, so it's going to there. If I put it here, well, it has already passed. If I just wait here. Yeah, it won't allow it because there's a card on rails. But even though if I push it further, it isn't in the way of this card, its path, because it wants to go to station 1 and it should be going like this. But yeah, this card doesn't have a path. It might as well be traveling the other way around. I don't know that because it doesn't have a path. So there's a requirement that the cards on the next section need to have a path. And yeah, it's showing that in the text right there. So those are path signals. Next up, well, this is a little contraption that uses, well, it shows you that when the next, it's basically about this signal. This signal tries to find the closest path to the shortest path to this station. However, on the way to that station, the shortest path, there's a card in the way. This signal is red. If it detects that, it will try to go for a route that has a green signal. So there you go, you can see this happening. Again, this is behavior that's similar to OpenCTD. And the use for this is that you can see it right here. There's like a waiting queue right here, a waiting station. So you could use this to, when there are a lot of cars, you can, well, save a lot of cars in a station really. Then the next thing I'd like to show you is this rail that I've added, and this is a limiter track, a limiter rail as I call it, and it's used in the next build. But yeah, it's very simple. It's when a cart travels around it limits it to a speed which is, well, manageable. Basically the idea is you can stop a cart within one track, and usually that's depending on how fast the cart is going, and you can't really predict where the cart will stop. Yeah, and that's used in this build. So this is an example where you could use signals to, well, transport items from like a quarry back to your base. So this is, well, this is like your base, and these are your items that come back from the quarry. So there's like a timer here. When a cart comes back, it will trigger this detector. It will have a delay, so the cart can empty out, and then it will be allowed to continue. It's using again station markers to let carts come back, to path back. And well, this card is going off in that direction. That's not really important in this example, but it shows you that you can use this track with multiple cards. But the other card is routed to a quarry. Well, not really, but it's just a hopper. And if you put it in stone, you can see the items will be transported eventually to that side. So I'm using these limiter tracks to slow down the cart enough to make sure it stops right there. So yeah, it has a delay again. Some items have been put in the chest cart, and you can see it just branches off from the main track. So you could just put more branches like these on the main track, and because of the block system that makes sure that only one cart can be on the track, you won't get any, well, problems you usually have when two cars collide. So yeah, you can see right here, items get into the chest. And that's basically the idea of signals. I might be adding more stuff to this. I have a couple of the ideas, but I won't be telling them because I'm not really sure about them yet. But yeah, this is signals. Thank you very much for watching, and see you later. Bye bye.